Okay, so before we move on to the second part with the gestures, before the break, there one question asking, what if? So if you notice when we rotating, if you rotate along the what the center point, right? What if we don't want to make it rotate along the center point, but we want to make it rotate, for example, from the origin, right? For example, your image view normally will rotate along the center point like this one. But what if you want to rotate along the origin? So you want this point to be fixed, and then the thing rotate along this point. So it will be similar to this one. If you notice here now, this point will be fixed, and then the thing rotating along that point. So what we need to change is to set the anchor point. So we have here this we set the anchor point of the layer of that view, the image view dot layer dot anchor point, and we set that one to be 0 0 0.0000 means the top left, the origin. So you set the anchor point to be origin, and then it will be like this. Okay, that's a good question. Thank you. Okay, so we move to the next one with the gesture. So what is gesture? Gesture. So when you use the iDevice, what is some of the gesture you normally see? Tap, right? Tap or tap, or you bend, you move things around. You tap on something and then you move things around. Or what, you zoom in. Zoom in this one called pinch. You zoom in and then something else. We also have something like you swipe the screen from the edge of the screen. For example, you swipe from top to bottom, it will show something else. You swipe from bottom to top, it will show the where you can set the Wi-Fi or the flashlight or something. Or you can swipe from right or left, right? So there are 7 gestures defined by Apple. So if we move to the storyboard and on the object library and you say gesture. Okay, so this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So in total we have 7 gestures defined by Apple. So if anyone you can think of the 8th one, and you can suggest to Apple to add the new one. But now they should have the total is 7 one. So the last one is the what? Long press, right? When you press and hold one last one for like you can, if you use this one you can set for how long it is long. For example, you can set that people press for 1 second then it will trigger the action, or you can set for 5 seconds or whatever, it's up to you. On the tap gesture you can set like how many tap you want. You want to detect 1 tap or double tap or triple tap, or you want to detect like 2 finger or 3 finger or 5 finger. I tested that one before. You can set that one even more than 10 fingers. I don't know how, but the number of finger, then you can set that one more than 10. You can try. I don't know how people will use that one. Okay, so let's try something with this. Which one we want to use now? The band gesture. So what is the band? Band we moving around. So I want to tap on this one and then I want to move it around like this. Right? This is on the programming mode. I want to move it in like this mode. Like when it's running, I want to, when I tap on it, it will move in around. Right? Then I will show you 2 ways we can do the we can add the gesture to the application. So the first one, just drag and drop directly from the object library. So I want the band gesture. I drag it in. You see here, I drag the band gesture onto the image, right? And then I release. And now you notice it will have here. It say the band gesture recognizer. And if you show this one, you see the band gesture. If you right click on that one and it say it associate the band gesture with the image, right? Because later you add a bunch of gesture on this one and then you don't know which one, then which gesture go with which item, right? And then you can see from here, say this one the band gesture go with the pair image. Okay, So what do we want to do with bench? Right, from here. Okay, what we want is to create an action for this gesture, right? When we start to tap on the image and we move it around, so we need to write the action for that one. Right. So control and drag this one and we create the action. Remember to create action, we say on pan type UI pan gesture. Okay, right, so we want to do something here. Okay, so we have the pan here. So when the action, when we do the gesture, it will have few stages of the gesture. So some of the stage, let's try to say some of the stage to see what is it. Okay, so when this one will trigger, this one will trigger continuously. It's continuously. As soon as you tap on the image, it trigger this one. And as long as you still keep your finger there, moving around, it keep trigger this one. So let me prove that it keep triggering the thing. So let's check what is the sum of the state. State equal to begin. So begin, this one will trigger as soon as you tap on the image, right? Let's say I want to bring something here. Style. My else state dot. So it's actually it has lots of state, but three of the things we need to focus on. The first one is the start, meaning you want to do any initial thing before you move things around, and you set it in the state of begin, and then the next state is change. What is it? Dot change. Then print. Change it. And then the last one is ended. Sender UI band gesture recognizer. Yeah. Ended. I forget the if. And just print. Okay. Do you think anything will happen? Right. So ignore the thing. So from Slack, Dũng already send you the link how you want to disable the bunch of junk here, right? This one we want to do is when I tap on the image, it should trigger something. But then I tap and then move around, nothing happen. No, right? So what happened? What is this? The image view, right? So by the default, the image view is not interactable, meaning the user cannot interact on the image view. It's not like the button, right? For example, if you had the button, if you could tap, that one is the item that interactable, and people can tap on that one, can interact with that one. To enable the thing, you need to turn on this one, user interaction enable. Remember this one, if later you do your thing and then you cannot move it around or you cannot interact with not just the view, not just with the UI view, similar to like UI view. For example, you want to tap on your UI view and you also need to set your UI view to be interaction enable. Right. So I enable this one and I run again. So look at this, and then when I tap, you see it's already moved to changing, and then when I release my my finger, when I release my finger, it will say ended. Move back, so we had the start here, and then changing, and ended. Right, again start and changing. So you see it keep triggering the changing, meaning this one is the continuous event. So it will continuously call the event changing. Right, so what does it mean is here this code will execute continuously. So you don't want to put like the heavy calculation there. Don't put a bunch of animation, very heavy thing there, because it will eat up a lot of the resources, either the memory or the CPU. Right, just put the same thing, very simple here. Don't try something fancy, something very complicated in the changing. Right, okay, so what we want to do is to update the new location, new position of the image view when we moving it around. Right, so how to do that one? First thing, we need to save the original location. Right, so I say let no, not let, we need to define that one. Okay, I only define it. We call that one the initial point. I declare a variable called initial point. This one I set to 0, but now I need to update the initial point again. So when we move to this one, when it starts, so I say initial point equal to the image dot center. Right. So when I tap on the image, I will save its initial location. Right. And then when I start to change the image, what do? We update the new location. Right. So how do we know that how much this we move from the left or how much we move from the right? Right. How do we do that one? So for the UI bench sketcher recognizer, it has something called translation. So I say let translation equal to cell sender dot translation in view. So what is the view? Translation in view. What is our view? At the whole screen, right? We are moving the UI image within the whole screen. So in view means I just set here. Where is it? I just say view. Actually, that's cell.view. So when you say view is your whole full screen. Okay, so by doing this I can calculate how much is the movement that is called translation in S and Y, and then here I can update the image dot center, and then I update this one. Right, how do I update it? One CG point, and then what we have the S and Y here, right? So S is what we have the initial point dot S, and then plus the translation dot S. So this one, the on your view, let me finish this one first. Initial point of Y plus translation dot Y. Okay, so we have image here, and when we tap on it one, and when we start to move, we see it move together with the finger, right? And it keep changing here. You see the changing mean it keep updating the new location. So what is the translation here? Why? So on this one, you see the S direction will be on this direction, right? And then the Y direction is this one, and then this is the positive S from left to right, positive S, and then from top to bottom will be positive Y, meaning this one is positive Y. right? If you take a look on this one, this picture, the band gesture. Okay, like this is the image, and when you tap on here, when you tap on this image, you tap on this location, and then you move from here to here, right? This will have this vector is the translation.s. So meaning you move by the s direction this much, and you move by the y direction this much, right? And then this is, you look at this one. This is 0 0 here. Here it's 0 0. This is positive s and this is positive y. Okay, a little bit revert with your mathematical coordinator, and then you have the translation. You also have something else called velocity. Velocity, how fast you move. This one in this idea, I will not do the demo for this one, but later during the lab you will try the translation and on the velocity. So normally this one is to detect if you move the item from left to right or from right to left or something. Right. For example, if you move from left to right and you do some other action, you move from right to left, you do some other action. That's why you have something translation.s and then translation.y. And translation.s, if that one is a positive number, means we move from left to right. If it's negative, then you move from right to left. Right. Similar to the y. Okay, so that's the first one, right? Okay, so let's try another one. What else? What else we want to do? Pinch. Pinch is what? You use your two finger, you make it bigger or you make it smaller, right? Zoom in, zoom out. Okay, so I can do the same thing to drag it here into the image view, but I don't want to do that. I want to do by code, right? So how do we do that? Okay, so you go back to the view did load, right? This one is where you define, you initialize your view controller, right? And then here we define something called pinch gesture, right? And the type what UI pinch gesture recognizer. Okay. Remember before we have the UI band gesture recognizer. And similarly, we have a UI pinch gesture recognizer. So the target is just put it cell and then the action. We have the thing called selector here. Did you use anyone use the selector before? On the assignment 2 or 3, you also had a selector. Right. The selector is just you add the function you want to. Yep. In the refresh control, you also had a selector. Okay, so on the selector, so I define the function called onBinch. So what is the function onBinch? Here, so we write out the function onBinch here. Right. Meaning I just define the pinch gesture, right, and then I also associate that pinch gesture with the action called onBinch. So this is we finish this line. So from the storyboard, you don't need to drag in the pinch gesture, and then later if you have bunch of gesture over there, then you cannot know which one is associated with this one. Right. So it's up to you. It's just few things you can do from the storyboard, but it's like a bunch, and then you may prefer to do by code. It's easier to take a look and easier to debug. Okay. So what next? This is just create the pinch gesture. We didn't add this pinch gesture into the image, right? So the second step is to add this gesture. So we have pair image and then add gesture recognizer. So I add this gesture into the image, right? So let's take a look on this one. What do we do when we do pinch? Actually, here you also have like the stage. You can also check the state. Stay start, began, and stay change, and stay ended. We have something like that one, but I don't care about the start and end it and end it, right? Don't care. Never mind. It doesn't change anything. Right? The only thing I care is on change. when I change this one, when I change my two finger, and it make it bigger or smaller, and like if you want, you can put it there like star and change and end it. In this case, never mind. All the time I will use the ended one, the changed one. So when it change, what do we do? Remember this one, the transform, right? Remember transform, we need to set this one to assign the transform to be something else. So at first we need to save the current transform. We need current transform that image, and then I scale by x and y. So what is the scale? The scale is here. The sender, you see here, sender dot scale. So what does it mean by sender dot scale? So at first when we move two finger like this one, and when we move it bigger like this, right? Move bigger like this, then the sender dot scale will be changed. Depend on how far we move those two fingers, right? And then we had the sender dot scale equal to 1. So I will talk about this one later, and we understand why we need to set the sender scale 1. Let's run it first and see. Okay, so how do we do the two finger? Another mouse or one mouse and then on third patch, only one finger. Yeah, so we can click option. So option, you see here two finger, right? Don't try three finger, cannot. Three finger, then download the app on your phone and then do it. Okay, with two finger, then you do the option, and then you can move this one, move your mouse to make it closer together, and then you continue to click on shift, then you can move the thing together, move two things together, right? Again, so option, you show two finger, and then you move it to close together, and then shift, and you can move the thing together. And then okay, here now I can release the shift, but I still keep the option to keep my two finger there, and I can click on it and then zoom it out. You see, right? And then I release one. So I move it to the middle. I again option is I want to zoom in. I move to a little bit far, and then I zoom in, right? So remember that's one option and shift. Okay, so let's try. Why do I need to set this one? Sender dot scale equal to 1. I just need to set the transform. That's it, right? Set the transform, and then what will happen? Okay, move it to the center option, and shift, move to center, and let's see. And then it's like it behave like very strange. It don't move very smooth like before. It actually move a little bit, but then it disappear. Oh. You see, it disappear, and then just suddenly it become very big, and then it become full screen, right? So what happened here is it trigger all the time. It trigger this one, the pinch all the time, right? And every time you need to reset this scale to be 1, because that one is the continuous action. So you move a little bit, it trigger. You move a little bit, it trigger again. So every time you move a little bit, it say, hey, this one is 1 point something, but it need to say this is 1 point something compared to the previous one. So you need to reset the thing to be 1, and then in next time when you keep moving your finger a little bit, it know, hey, I become bigger compared to the last one. Last one I reset, I want to 1 already, so I become a little bit bigger from there. If you don't set this one, it will be suddenly it's like multiply those things together. It will become just suddenly it become full screen. you cannot detect it. So this is important. You can try this on your own and see. You may not see very clearly from here. I moving too fast or too slow, but yeah, yeah. To try that one, if you remove that line, you see how crazy it is. Be very fast, it become full screen. Okay, so that's two. Wait, that two gesture I just talked about. There's something else like the tap gesture I talked before. On tap you can set like one tap, single tap, triple tap or something. This is the rotation, meaning you can tap on the image and then you rotate. You move your finger and you can rotate the image, right? And this swipe, you can detect it like swipe from the edge of uh, the image, the screen. This one is screen edge band gesture recognizer. And it detect that you swipe from the edge of your screen to the center. And the last one is long press. So with that one on this week lab will be very fun. So we try to implement those cool animation. You see this one, for example, you see that the damping effect, and then we can tap on the image and then we band the image onto the screen, and we can zoom in, zoom out, rotating. And we also learn how to do multiple action on the same time. For example, you put two fingers at the same time, you can zoom, and also same time you can rotate. How to apply multiple animation and multiple gesture onto the item. Okay, so that one is for the lab this week, Wednesday. So I will spend the last around 20 minutes to talk about the group project. What do we have here? Okay, so thank you for completing the group survey. So as of today, we have 19, right? Yeah. So as of today, we have 19 left, and then we divide one into 6 groups, and then one group will have 4. Right. Yeah, group 4 have 4 people. So I don't know if by the time you move in from now until your demo day, if so you violate the class rule, then you will be also be withdraw from the class, and then your team maybe, for example, you skip the class more than twice, no more assignment, but if you skip the class more than twice, you still be asked to be out of the class. Okay, so maybe some team will be dismissed, or some team will be like 2 left. I don't know. They're the case in the past before. Some team didn't make it to the end. They dismissed the team, or some people drop halfway, and then from 4 you had 3 or you had 2, but they still make it to the end, even though it's just 2 or 3 left. Okay, so if we have 3 people in the team, it has some advantage, also has some disadvantage. So for example, if people like we had too many people in group, you waiting for people to do some job, and then people this one don't do the good job, and then don't let your team become in the deadlock situation. Right. These people need to wait for another one need to wait for another one. Okay, so along this one, this is based on your survey, your submission on the survey, class preference survey. I tried, actually the tool will suggest some of the combination, but then we also need to manually moving around depending on your preference, and we try our best. I hope that it satisfy everyone. It's just only one. Uh, you know, if you you are it's not satisfy anything from your preference. But sorry about that one. But that's life. We need to accept that one and say that that's in real fly you. For example, when you work in and then in your team, your manager assign you to working with someone else you don't like, still you need to working on that project. Right? So we have six team here. Yep. Question. Anyone have question or suggestion? Anyone want to move your name around to another team or what? Do you know your teammate? Or you still read the name and you still don't know who they are? Anyone doesn't know your teammate? Where group 1? Okay, group 2. Okay, so you know your teammate now. Group 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Group 4. 1, 2. Where are the other 2? Vũ and Xuân Phương absent today. Okay. 5. Team 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, come and talk together. Don't be like peer apart. And then group 6. Okay, so you know them now. Okay, so this the team order I just put a random number. So it's up to you. You want to use number, I say team 1, team 2, team 3, or you want to name your team to be whatever, then you tell me. Okay, so later I will create a Slack channel for each team on the Slack. So that one is the private channel just for 3 of you, and then and our staff, like I and Joe and Dũng. And then for this one, you can discuss anything about the project. If you have any question, you have any help needed for your project, you can ask in this one. And then we recommend you to use that Slack channel because we can also tracking your progress. We know if you stuck somewhere. Before some group they don't use Slack channel and then they just silently working, and then we don't know whether they also like very silently working on the project. We cannot track. I also didn't submit the milestone on time, and then we don't know what is the progress of the team. So again, recommend. I see in this class some people really active on the Slack. You also either you posting the question or answering have in order out, and then keep going on with this one, and utilize the Slack channel because we will be there more on the other thing. We send our message privately, then it may take time for me to read that one. If you send on Slack, then we have more people to have. Okay, some of the things on your final project. So you should know your name by now, right? And you have any idea to working on your project? This is week 4, early of week 4. So you have until early of week 8. That will be the deadline for the group project. So you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 4 weeks. Just 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks to working on your project. And then on week the last day of week 8, we'll do the demo day, the internal demo day, and you need to do the presentations in front of the class, and we also advise order to come. So yeah, wait. We're talking a little bit about this one, how to do the time management for your project. So think of your project, the scope of your project. As I said before, the project should have like at least 3 screens, right? But 3 maybe is very less. I think a lot of you will create an app that have made more than that. But think about the scope of your project. You need to write out the optional and then the required user story, similar to what we did in the README in every every week assignment, right? And then a lot of team at first they define a very big scope, and when it's time move on week by week, they move the thing from required to optional, move the thing from required to optional. Right? So you can check again within your team, like how much time your teammate can dedicate for the project within of the scope. Right? Don't make it like too big, and then later you need to chop here, chop there to make it run. Right? And if you have time later, you can add more feature, add more animation, add more UI, UX to that one. Right? But at least you need to finish the required user story. Right? What are the things that you think that your app cannot missing those feature? You need to finish that one. Right? So some of the things, this is the very last thing. Only when you finish the key feature, then you start to think of how to make your app like sexy, make your app fancy and nice looking, very good UI. Right. This again, it may take a lot of time. It depends on people. Some people familiar with the animation thing, and you have a good imagination, good idea how to customize all the things. Can create the different can differentiate your app with others. So what we do this week is after you had a team, you need to brainstorm among your team and choose your project. Next week on Wednesday, so next week Wednesday, meaning 10 days from now. This week no assignment, so you can work on your project. Next week Wednesday we will have the designer. So we invite we have 6 teams, so we will invite 6 designers come to the class, and then we assign one designer to one team, and then they will helping you out on the how your app should look like. And but then at least you need to make sure at that moment you only have the idea how your app look. What are you going to do with your app, right? And then you need to write out the user story, because you need to tell them, hey, my app going to do this, and then they will suggest for you is what will be the flow of the app, what will be the UI of the app, where you should put this in and this in, that's it, right? So you need to finish that one, else then next Wednesday will be useless. On that day, if you come here and say I have no idea on my app, then no way they can help you out, right? So make sure that one will be the very first milestone for the project. By next week Wednesday you need to submit. So how are we going to submit the okay, so we have here, if you click on the group tab of the week 4, we have the submit button here. So within your team, I just need only one. So guys, pay attention on this one. Within your team, I just need one. Whoever in your team do this submission. You don't do submission like you had 3 members, you submit 3 times. You working on the group project, so you just submit once. That's good enough. So you need to submit here. So basically what you need to do, you need to create an empty project on GitHub. So read through this one, you create an organization, and you work, because you later you will work in a team. So that organization will have 3 members. You add those team members into that organization, and then create the empty project, and then you can start to put the readme, right? So you define the user story there. What is the required user story? What is the let me try to open my one before. Okay. For example, this is from my assignment with my final project before. We had the readme, we have the required user story. So by the time, so we have 4 weeks, and then you need to divide your time. How you finish this one? For example, for first week we finish some, second week we finish some, the last week we are working on optional, but actually we didn't do anything on the optional. 4 weeks, so very fast. We will go very fast on 4 weeks. yeah, just put there, and then you may have some wireframe. Wireframe in what? Just some dummy screen. That at this moment we don't build a real app, but there are some cool online tool for you to draw the wireframe. Wireframe in, hey, for example, your app will have some screen, and this is some other screen. On that screen, you have something like this, like that. If you had a wireframe and layer, the designer will also easier to help you. They can suggest, hey, this one it should not be like this. You should change like the text from here to here, or the image from here to there, something. Right. So by next week you should be able. You should finish uh, the README file. Create the README with the user story. Right. You need to define which one is required, which one is optional, and also the wireframe. Wireframe either you can draw on your paper, or you use some online tool. There are a bunch of online tool for. Look at that. It's a bunch of free one you can use the thing to draw the wireframe. And also if you tie in the iOS, and it also has the nice iPhone screen or something. Yeah, something like that. This look like Android, so this will the iOS one. So the UI will be similar to the iOS thing. You can use those thing to quickly draft. Your app will have like how many screen, and what is the item you want to be shown on this screen, right? Okay, so is there any question for the group project? Remember your teammate, right? Make sure you know your teammate, who your teammate are. And then the next thing you what? Working on your create an organization, add in your teammate, and then create a README, define the required and the optional user story, and start working on the wireframe. When do you need to submit this one? From now on, you don't have the assignment, but every week you still have the milestone. If you see on week 5, we also have another. Like week 5, week 6, week 7, we will have the milestone. So on week 5, this is group milestone number 1, meaning you finish around like 1/3 or 1/2 of the required story. And then from your team, I just need only one. Only one. Don't submit so many. Yes, only one to go ahead and then submit. Where which we will ask you what do you need to submit here, right? Okay, so good luck with this one. I hope everyone already have your idea. If you don't have your idea, or you have one, your friend have one, and you need to convince your friend that say, yeah, choose my idea. Maybe next week when the designer come, they also try to convince you to change your idea. So because like if we think that idea is like it's just people this one like 1,000 times already, don't try to repeat this one anymore, or that idea is too simple, or that idea is not applicable, it's not that's applicable in Vietnam market, for example, right? Try to think of the thing. If you need to change your mind to pick up another project, so next week still okay to do that. Don't wait until like we sit and then you say, hey, I'm stuck with this project, I need to change to another project. It's maybe too late, right? They used to some groups before they halfway and then they think, oh, so I need to change my mind, need to change the idea, right? And then at the end, the quality of the project, of course, they just have like 2 weeks left to work on the project, so of course the quality will be less than another. Right, so think about your project, think really hard about that one, and then make sure your whole team agree on that one. Okay, any question?
Who I can get some advice about idea, like my idea is very simple here, or my project is very simple.
Yes, so that's one the deadline will be next week Wednesday. You need to submit that one. when I say submit, you need to submit on the course portal. You go to group and then you have the submit button here. When you submit, you need to put in the link of your GitHub project. Then we'll go there and read through all the thing. But if you already had the idea, and then you can talk to us now, and when we can give the advice if you want to change something or twist something a little bit. Another thing will be changing by the time, like the whole required story will be changing by the time. It's not fixed. You define it at first, but then during the project you need to, like, this one I think this one we don't need this one, remove it, add another feature. So it's as soon as you have the idea, you can talk to us, send us you can start to create a GitHub project and then send us the link earlier. That should be okay. Then we can give advice faster. Earlier you may have time to change.
And how about like divide tasks for the team member? Like we will divide for like screen by screen.
No, it's that one is totally up to you, up to your group, and it depends. And now you need to talk to your teammate to see what his or her strong point, what is weakness. For example, someone really good at backend, and you want to build your app based on your old backend. You create another. You create the server for your app, or you create a cloud like the box or the Firebase. And if someone can work on that one, like before in my team, one guy he only work on backend, purely on backend, and then I work on the coding for the thing, and then another girl, she actually from the QA, so she don't have much experience on coding. It just assign to her some simple screen, and then she can do the testing. It's just up to you. You define the job to your team as long as you can utilize the most from everyone. It's not required that, hey, this guy at least you need to finish one screen. This guy you need to finish one screen. Right? Any other question? Yes? No? Okay, so 4 minutes left. Come and talk to your buddy.